Hi everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibbitz. It's Mary coming to you with my Saturday night shenanigans from the tundra, formerly known as Ridgewood, Queens, New York City. We have turned into a tundra. Right now, it is about 12 degrees, and with the wind chill, it is fucking cold. I know a lot of you guys are suffering from really, really cold temperatures. Some of you have sent me pictures of lots of snow. My heart goes out to you guys. Hi, girl. Thank you for joining me. Oh, my goodness. My heart goes out to you guys that are suffering from the snowitis that seems to have taken over most of this country. And I have a request. Can we just fast forward to like Memorial Day? Okay, because I can't see, we don't have a lot of snow in New York. Like we've gotten some snow, okay? But it's not like a lot of the country that I've seen. And some of you guys have sent me pictures, and I'm like, holy shit. I would die if I have to deal with this. But the temperatures, the wind chills. Oh my God. And one thing that has me dying is it's so cold outside. And then you get into these cars, like my husband has the heat in the car so high, it's like a fucking oven. Okay, so you get into the car, you get so hot in the car, you take off your hat, you like unzip your coat, and then you go out into the cold again. You're freezing your ass off, and then you get back into the hot car. Can we fast forward to Memorial Day? I'm so sick of this shit. But my heart goes out to you guys that are suffering much, much colder temperatures than I am. I know I must sound like a whiny baby. It's only 8 degrees. Yeah, it's only 8 degrees. I must sound like a whiny baby, but I can't take it. I want the springtime to come. Let's just fast forward through all this shit. And thank you for joining me for my Saturday night shenanigans. And let's talk about these idiots on Love After Lockup. So I think this was a pretty good episode. Okay. And I just have one thing to say, and I did not do this on purpose. Okay. I just happened to look down right before I was going live, and I said, oh shit, look at my sweater. Okay. Shimmer down, people. Okay. Shimmer down. That's all I have to say. Okay. So we start off with Chevelle and Quaylon and this bridal shower. Okay. So she's like, Mama, I want to talk to you outside. Okay. And she tells her mother's cousin, hooray for your cousin. Okay. Which I found that like kind of, like like a shot. But okay. So she takes her mother's outside and she tells her mom, listen, I have supported you through your marriages with an S. Okay, and I noticed she said marriages with an S, and I expect your support on this. And shimmer down, Mama, shimmer down. Listen, Mama, 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 shimmer down, shimmer down. And Mama said, I am not going to shimmer down. I'm not going to be fake. He's going to cheat on you. He has not got the cheating out of his system. I'm not going to shimmer down. Chevelle, no. So she storms back in there. She goes and she sits in her corner with her cousins. And Chevelle decides that she's going, to be Team Q. Because, Quaylon, his mom, his sisters, their names all start with Q. So she's sitting over there, and Chevelle's mom is popping her shit in the corner. Now, Quaylon's sister, who's been quiet this whole time, is like, listen, okay, lady, you need to have some respect. I've been sitting here listening to you pop shit about my brother, about my mother. I'm not going to sit here anymore and let you pop shit about Team Q, okay? Because if you're going to pop shit about my mother and my brother, we're all one. And I will whip your flat ass. Did she say flat ass? Okay, now, Malia, she's sitting in the corner the whole time. Little girl has the phone like this. I swear she was texting somebody, please come get me, get the hell, get me out of here, please help. Okay, she has her phone. She's sitting there in the corner. There's now full-blown arguing, like, I'm gonna whip your flat ass. The other cousins trying to take off her shoe. They're like, oh my God. It's like a whole thing. Everybody's trying to get at each other. Malia's sitting there with the phone. Help, get me out of here. All of the adults are crazy. Help, help. So Quaylon comes in. Quaylon is like, what is happening here? What is wrong with you people? Why are you fighting in front of Malia? Takes Malia out, takes Chevelle out. Chevelle's upset. Chevelle is like, this was supposed to be my day. I can't believe all this is happening. She tells the film crew, I'm not filming anymore. No. Okay. So Quaylon's mom, she apologizes. Okay. She's like, Chevelle, I'm so sorry. I promised myself I was not going to let that woman push my buttons. And she did. And she did. I'm so sorry. I let that happen and I ruined your day. And I got all crazy in front of Malia. I'm so sorry. I hope you forgive me. And she started to cry. And Quaylon was like, seeing my mama apologize and cry to Chevelle, you know, it really touched me because Quaylon at this point, he's considering a Zoom wedding. He's like, if these people don't know how to act, everybody's going to attend the wedding via Zoom. Okay. So he's like, my mama, she could come in person. Seeing how sorry she was. And she cried. She cried. No, it's okay. My mama showed resource. My mama showed remorse. Okay. Next. Mama Chevelle. Mama Chevelle, she's still going on. She ain't having it. She is not shimmering down. She ain't shimmering down, people. She ain't shimmering down for shit. Okay? She's like, listen, I said what I said. I'm sorry that I fought in front of the baby, but I said what I said, and you're still gonna cheat on her, and I don't care. And a fight almost broke out again. I'm telling you, Quaylon is not going to let her attend the wedding. If there is a wedding, which we all know that there wasn't a wedding, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, yeah, these mamas, it was a whole hot mess. I feel bad for Malia. Okay. I hope whoever she was texting came to get her. Okay. And that's it. Now, another hot mess wedding. Lindsay and Blaine. Okay. When we left them off last week, they were arguing because Lindsay feels like Blaine doesn't do his part of what he should do in the household. And Blaine feels underappreciated underappreciated and emasculated. Okay? So they got into this huge argument in front of the kids. And Lindsay is like, I'm just feeling the pressure. Okay? I'm feeling the pressure of possibly going to jail. I'm working 3 jobs. I have this house payment. We have all these bills. And Blaine is like, I love you. I eventually want to marry you. But there is times that you make me feel like shit. You make me feel like I don't I don't do a damn thing in this house. I don't pick up a finger. You basically demasculate me and don't make me feel like a man. So how is that going to make me want to marry you, Lindsay? Okay? Now, what is Lindsay's solution to this not so great discussion that she had with Blaine? Let's go dress shopping. Sigh. Let me light up for this one. And of course, Miley Grace is the voice of reason because usually the kids on the show are the voice of reason. And Miley is like, why are we going dress shopping? And Lindsay's like, because we have an appointment. And Miley's like, but why do we have an appointment? Let me light up to Miley. The voice of reason in the storyline. And so Lindsay acknowledges that she hasn't always been a good role model for Miley, but you know something? Miley is very smart and she is a very good voice of reason. Okay? So while they're dress shopping, Miley tells Grammy Brenda that every time Lindsay and Blaine get into an argument, Blaine uses her, Miley Grace, 13-year-old Miley Grace, as sort of a sounding board. Excuse me, guys, I'm going to mute you as I blow my nose. I apologize. So Miley tells Grammy that Blaine has been using her as a sounding board. And Grammy shares that one time Blaine tried to do the same to her and tell her, Lindsay's a control freak and et cetera, et cetera. And, Brenda's like, I feel uncomfortable you telling me all these negative things about my daughter. Maybe you should talk to my daughter directly and work these things out with her instead of coming to me and trying to use me as your counselor. Well, I guess he decided to use her 13-year-old daughter instead. So Lindsay is trying on these dresses. And I'm going to say, and okay, Lindsay was trying on dresses that Chevelle should have been trying on, and Chevelle should have been trying on dresses that Lindsay was trying on. Okay. Now the dresses were very, very pretty, but I think that Lindsay should have been wearing, I guess they're called mermaid style dresses, and the dresses that Chevelle were trying on did not flatter her body at all. So I think the two of them should have swapped styles when it came to trying on dresses. Okay. And so when she tells her friends, I don't feel like everybody's happy, the vibe is just off. Her friend is like, oh no, everyone's happy. She goes out there and Brenda decides to tell her, well, Blaine is trying to use Miley as a sounding board, and he tried to use me once as a sounding board. Hi, Tina. It didn't quite, work. I told him that I didn't want to be his therapist, and Lindsay's like, what? Are you kidding me? Miley, why didn't you tell me? And Miley's like, well, you could check the cameras. So she checked the cameras And you could hear Blaine telling Miley all this stuff that basically Lindsay's a control freak. She's basically this horrible person. And I don't know why he's there. I mean, if you're listening to the conversation, it's like, dude, why are you in the house with this woman if she's so horrible? But okay, Lindsay is listening to the person that she is going to marry, that she's trying wedding dresses on for, okay, to marry, talk horribly about her to her 13-year-old daughter just like 2 days prior. So she runs out of the wedding shop wearing the dress, shoeless, okay, and calls Blaine. Of course, Blaine doesn't answer. And she's like, Blaine, I need to talk to you. We have huge issues. What is wrong with you? So we're going to see next week the huge fight that they're going to get into. But girl, please get back in the shop. You're out there in a brand new wedding dress, shoeless. Come on, girl, please. Okay. Now, let's move on to Britney and Key Rock. Now, I know that they could be annoying at times, but this episode, they were so fucking adorable. And Britney's grandmother, oh my God, I love her. I love the fact that she is messy AF. Okay, I love her. I love her. So, Key Rock is driving. They're almost at Brittany's grandmother's house, and he's still practicing his Spanish. He's all like, hola, como do hace? And Brittany's like, no, it's hola, como estás? So he's like, oh, a little nervous. They meet grandma. Grandma is overjoyed. Okay. Grandma hasn't seen Britney in 6 years. And now we find out a little bit about the dynamic, okay, of Britney's family. So basically, whenever grandma would go to Virginia, okay, because grandma lives here in New York, she would, they would tell her that Britney is in college or Brittany is away and she can't have visitors. And grandma even said herself that she thought it was strange. She would ask, oh, let me get Brittany's phone number so I can call her. Oh, no, Brittany doesn't have a phone. Her phone is disconnected because she doesn't pay the bill. Grandma always had her suspicions. Something else was happening. And she would ask, and Brittany's mom would just ignore the issue and not answer the question. Okay, and she didn't find out until like 6 months before Britney was coming home that she was actually in jail. Then she spent her senior year with her grandmother. Okay, because when she was 16 years old, she realized she was really not happy in Virginia. She was abusing drugs. She called her grandmother. She asked her if she could go live with her. And she went to go live with her grandmother. She had a wonderful senior year of high school. And then her mother came, and her mother said she had to come back home to live with her in Virginia as she committed her crime 3 months later. Okay. Her grandmother totally accepting of Key Rock. That was totally adorable. You're my grandson now. You're my family. Loved it. It was making my heart burst. I loved it. Her uncle came out, wanted to talk to Britney outside. He wanted to know whether or not her parents had met Key Rock, had met with her since she's been out. She explained no, that her father was too busy. Her mother didn't, necessarily approve of her relationship. But her uncle gave his blessings. Now, her godbrother was another one who made my heart burst with joy. He was like, I haven't seen her in 6 years. I remember when we were kids, we had great memories together. And, so this is where her grandmother decides, you know something? I'm going to be petty. Her mother wanted to be a bitch and not let me know what was going on with my beloved Britney. Okay, let's be petty. Britney, let's take a picture. Okay? Take selfie. Send the picture to your mom. And I loved every minute of it. I love messy, messy grandma. I loved it. I loved it. So, Brittany and Key Rock, they were adorable in this episode. They didn't get to spend that much time with Brittany's grandma, but just seeing that little bit of, and that interaction made my heart burst with joy. Red and Joy. Holy shit. Okay. So he's hanging out with his friends. And his friends are like, you know something? Maybe it's time for you to be selfish and worry about yourself. And I was like, wait a second. I thought he's been doing this whole time. But okay. So they're like, maybe, you need to worry about yourself and just do red. Do red. Okay? And he's like, okay, I don't know. I don't know because his friends think this thing is way too soon. Between him and Joy and Sway and him playing daddy, they think it's way too soon. Besides that, he's been in a relationship with her for 7 years. It's way too soon. Okay. Okay. Now remember how he said that he was coming back because he was leaving his beloved PS5. He wasn't coming back for Joy, not for Sway. Those weren't his top priorities. His beloved PS5. Okay, he was like, no, baby, of course I'm coming back. I'm leaving my PS5 here. Okay, so now, 2 days later, fast forward 2 days later, okay, Joy's cleaning. And oh man, I forgot my Swifter. Yeah, Joy's cleaning with the same Swifter I got. She's cleaning, and she's like, wait a second, where's the PS5? He better not have taken the PS5. Wait, is it behind my mic? No. Okay, he better not have taken the PS5. She even got Sway looking for it at this point because Sway's like dusting. Okay? And she's freaking out. Guess what? He took the PS5 or somebody from production. Okay? Either one. But the PS5 is not there. Okay? So he decides to tell his family that he's engaged. Now, this whole time that he's out in Missouri, he hasn't called, checked on Joy, to check on Sway, nothing. Okay. So now he goes out to dinner with his sister and his mom, and he decides to make this grand announcement that he proposed to Joy with the $31 ring. And they're like, really? What? And he's like, oh, yeah, in Texas and whatever, right? So he goes and he looks at Facebook or whatever, and he realizes that Joy posted a thirst trap picture. Okay. Her boobs are hanging out. She got lashes. I mean, she looks really good in the picture. Her hair's all blown out. I mean, she got her boobs, I mean, and he's like, what's going on here? And he decides to call her for the first time since he's been there. Okay. She's sitting there with her sister, and he said, you know something? Fuck it. I ain't answering him. And she don't answer. And that was the first time that I said, you go, Joy. You go. Okay? Because usually she's crying and she's, I'm like, yeah, you go. You posted a thirst trap picture. Okay? And now he's calling. And instead of you answering the phone and falling into his trap, you said, fuck you. And you didn't answer the phone. Okay? Good for you. So now he comes home. Okay? Hi, honey, I'm home. Okay? Please stop it. Stop, stop, stop. Please, I'm going to vomit. Okay? Please. Okay. Why didn't you check up on us? Oh, well, I was busy. Busy doing what, Red? I mean, seriously, this is your family. This is supposed to be the one, this is the woman that you're gonna marry. I mean, and too busy to call or text or FaceTime. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so Joy then breaks out her little, see, this is my little, to-do pad, but she breaks out her little journal, okay? And she's like, I have a checklist, okay? And I just want to go over the items on my checklist for you, okay? So, number one is trust. Okay, we have to work on trust between us because I don't trust you as far as I can throw you, motherfucker. Okay? Number two, no lies. Okay? You have to tell the absolute truth. Okay? No grays, no half truths, no, just the truth. Right. Okay? Please. Third, you need to get a job, okay? Because I need you to contribute, okay? Because having a second child is really expensive. You sitting around on the couch all day playing video games, you eat a lot, okay? So I need you to get a job. I need you to appreciate me, okay? Because you don't appreciate me for shit. So let's work on this checklist, okay? And he's like, yeah, that's fantastic. Maybe I could do one thing a day. And she's like, well, the first two items, the trust and the no lies, we have to do immediately, like ASAP, okay? And he's like, well, then then going with that, remember remember the time remember that time when we were arguing and I stormed out of the hotel and I disappeared for a little while and you were stalking me and you couldn't find me? Well, I kind of went and had sex with another girl. And she looked at him and it's like she was frozen for a second. Her eyebrows went up. And I really, what I really wanted her to do? I really wanted her to go, what? What, motherfucker? What? Like, go like psycho on him, even if it was for 5 seconds to scare the fuck out of him. And then, okay, start crying like, we expect her because that's what she did. Okay, her eyebrows went up and then she burst into tears. Okay, I expected her to start sobbing. Yes. Okay. But I really wanted her just for 5 seconds to go, what, motherfucker? What the fuck did you just say? Did you just say that you fuck some bitch? Did you just tell me that you fuck some bitch? You better not have just told me that you fucked some bitch, Red. I better not have just heard those words come out of your mouth, Red. I swear, Red, I better not have heard you just fuck some bitch, Red. Like, put the fear of God in him and then burst into tears. But no, she just burst into tears. And that was that for them this week. And we'll see what happens next week. Now, moving on, Mike and Justine. Oh, Lord. So, they're in the diner, and even Kylie has shade for them at this point, okay? Even Kylie is fed up with their dumb asses. Kylie's like, so I see we're not dressing matchy-matchy today, huh? Okay, like I said, the kids on the show, the voice of reason. So Maria calls, and Maria thinks that it's a fantastic idea for her to put her life on hold and come down for the summer with Mason and Nova to give Justine whatever help she needs, and for her to have the opportunity to swab that baby for the paternity test, because you know she wants the opportunity to swab the baby. No, just kidding. So, I think Justine, honestly, she is just too tired to argue anymore, because she is like, where the hell is everybody going to sleep? Okay, this is ridiculous. I think Mike just doesn't think anymore. No, Mike just never thought to begin with. Okay, that's the problem, Justine. So, Justine is just like, fine, we'll figure it out. Everybody can come. Sure. I don't know. We'll have people sleeping in the backyard. We'll figure it out. Not a problem. Okay. So, Maria and Justine have a conversation, you know, and Maria and Justine is like, I do appreciate that Maria is coming here. She did put everything on hold, to help me. I appreciate, everything. And Maria's like, everything is okay between us. I love you. I just want to help and blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I was half tuned out during their segments because they are so annoying to me at this point. But when Melody, hi, Philly Fox, thank you so much for the super chat. But when Melody asked her father if she could move to Vegas, okay, and he turned around and said, well, you know something? We have to think about Mason. You have been there with Mason from the start. I am like, wait a second. Are you telling this girl that she can't move to Vegas because she has to be the substitute parent for her little brother? Now, spoiler alert, Melody is in Vegas, okay, with her father. But I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Okay, Mike is like, I love this idea. I think this is a great idea. But we have to consider Mason. Okay, you were there with Mason from the beginning. Okay, first of all, was that Melody's choice? That Melody had to sort of step in as a substitute parent because you went to jail for 6 years. Okay, now I would like to ask a question that may sound kind of sexist. Were you considering this when you decided to take Michael Jr. with you to come live with you? Now, Melody is requesting to come live with you, and you are asking her to consider her little brother. Why? I'm going to say again, spoiler alert, Melody is living in Vegas currently in real life with her father. But still, I'm asking a question for myself. Did you consider this when you decided to have your son come live with you? So Melody, asked her father to go live in Vegas, is told to consider her little brother, but we'll figure it out, and to consider Justine's feelings as well, that Justine needs a break from all of this stuff going on. Okay? Well, Mike, you should have considered all of that before you didn't have your parole transfer completely lined up, and before you decided you were going to lie to your very pregnant wife. Okay, now you are asking your 16-year-old daughter to consider your wife's feelings, your very pregnant wife's feelings. I don't know. I don't know. So that just didn't sit well with me. Just saying, that just did not sit well with me. And another thing that did not sit well with me is Sarah's incision. Holy incision. What the fuck was that? I was like, oh my God, that looks painful AF. Okay. Sarah is little. She's short like me. Okay, I'm like 4'11". If you guys would see me in real life, you will probably think I'm like a little person. Okay, I'm really short. Okay, so I think she did a really good job considering she's like as tall as the tow truck. Like I'm like, holy shit. And with that incision, I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? I would not be able to do anything that she did in that tow truck scene, especially with these nails. And I'm a klutz. I would have probably had that car like I don't know, across the parking lot. It would have been a mess. It would have been a mess. Okay. So they have invested $20,000 in this business, and it's like bleeding money because Sean has to keep buying parts and repairing this truck, and that's why he keeps pushing to buy a second truck, because he thinks that the resolution is to buy a second, more modern truck, because the first truck is like a piece of shit. So let's buy a second truck that's a better truck, to kind of like level out the fact that the first truck is a piece of shit. I don't know. So basically Sean is pushing to get the second truck so hard that he's willing to co-sign Sarah returning her tits. Okay? I mean, it's like he really wants this second truck. So it's Sarah and Kelly, okay, the baby mama, they got along at one point, as you see it in the wedding scene. Like they were talking and they were getting along at one point, but Sarah realized that Kelly was trying to manipulate her and like telling her shit that wasn't necessarily true about Sean, and like I guess trying to be like a wedge in the relationship and manipulate and be like the bird that's always chirping in your ear, you know? So, Sarah said, fuck this. I'm not dealing with it. And sometimes it's better not to have like outside people chirping in your ear, and just to see for yourself when you're in a marriage, because the outside people chirping may not have the best. Sometimes. So, now Sarah believes that Kelly doesn't necessarily use the money that is sent to her for the kids. Okay. And I am going to ask once again, when is WeTV going to show an updated picture of Sean's kids? Every time they show a picture of Sean's kids, it's that picture from like 10 years ago. Okay, it's like, give me a break. They show updated pictures for everyone. When are they going to show an updated picture of Sean with his kids? Sean's kids. This is like crazy. So Kelly, she feels like Kelly uses the child support for other things. And now Sean has confessed that he hasn't sent money to Kelly in the past couple of months because he's been using that money to make repairs on the truck. Okay? And when Sarah finds this out, Sarah's going to kill him. That's all I'm going to say. Sarah is going to kill him. So that's it. That's all I have to say. I'm cold. My fingertips and my feet are like ice cubes. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging in with me tonight. And I'll see you guys next week.